Good morning, YouTube friends. Today, whoops, a little bit of an accident there. Better? All right. Today, I am wearing the Breeze. This is the wig of the day. This is the Breeze. I have two Breeze. This is the Breeze in light golden blonde. And I have another one in golden wheat, I think it is. Golden wheat. So that's what I'm wearing today. This is the wig of the day. Why did I pick this one? I was just in a mood. Just in a mood to wear a little bit longer hair. Sometimes I like the longer hair. And this one flips up and it's very nice and I really like it. So this is the hair of the day. Now, it's not particularly long. It's just a little bit longer than some of my short wigs. But I want to encourage you about wearing shorter wigs. I think they're fine. I think they're pretty. I think they're sexy. I love this one. This is my favorite. The Voltage in this color. This is Raquel Welch Glazed Vanilla. This is my favorite. Everybody loves this wig. For some reason, it just truly works. It is a beautiful color. It's a vanilla platinum type color, and the hairdo is especially cute. When you put it on, it's really, really cute. It really is. And it's something that just looks good. So I encourage you to wear short wigs if you can. There's another one. The Romance wig. If I can find it, there it is. I just got a new set of shelves for my wigs. So, anyways, this is the Soft Romance, and it has all these bangs that come down here, and they're so pretty. It's a really, a very lovely, feminine type wig, and even on the sexy side. Even on the sexy side. See, it's got all of those beautiful bangs that come down and just look so great on anyone. So once you get it on, you'll see how beautiful. And this is Sandy Blonde. This is Sandy Blonde. And this is Eva Gabor, an Eva Gabor wig. Sandy Blonde. It is a beautiful wig. So you can be sexy, you can be cute, and you can be lovely in a short wig. There's nothing wrong with it. Some people stick to the longer wigs because that's what they've worn all their life. They don't want to change. They just are into it. They wore long hair when they were 16 and they just can't get out of it. And I was like that for a long time too. But I used to have hair down to my back, down here. Long, straight blonde hair. Used to iron my hair on an ironing board. That was the thing back in my day. Ironing your hair. So my mother thought it was crazy. She was scared I was going to catch my hair on fire. I didn't. My hair was always naturally straight, so it was foolish to do that. But anyways, what you did when you were 16, in your 30s, you should be moving on and having a new hairdo and a new look about you. You shouldn't be looking like you were 16 when you're in your 30s. I know we all try to hang on to our youth and so forth, but sometimes as we age, that longer hair just doesn't, it's just not attractive as it used to be when you were 16. It just isn't. So I know some people love their long hair, and that's fine. I have nothing against long hair. If that's what you want to wear, go for it. Wear long hair. But for me, I think that people ought to start exploring the shorter hairdos. You would be surprised at how many shorter hairdos might look good on you. It just might look good on you. And I go back to that lady in the wig shop who was having a health problem and looking for another long wig, and she was like in her 40s. late 40s, I think. And I just so wanted to tell her, try a short one. Try a different hairdo. It might make all the difference in the world. A really soft, like Soft Romance, a really soft, pretty, shorter hairdo. It just might make the difference, all the difference in the world. So that's my rant for today about short hair. Excuse me. Allergies still. Apparently the allergies are going to be with us till the end of May. So my nose just keeps on going with the allergies. Sorry about that. But anyways, today I have a story for you. And it's a story about a lady in the Bible. And her name is Deborah. Yes, a story about a woman in the Bible. Now, does God use women? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He does use women. Now, Deborah was a judge. That meant that she was not a queen exactly, but she was the ruler. After the Israelites and Joshua went into the promised land, they had to go through a period of time in a period of what was called judges. And judges were like leaders. They were military leaders. They were wise men that God had given the Israeli people to lead them, especially in battle, because they had to do a lot of battling. They just did. So, anyways, one of the judges that God called up for Israel was a woman. In fact, the only woman that was a judge was called Deborah. And Deborah was a mighty woman. She was amazing. She was, first of all, she was a homemaker. She was a wife and a mother. But she believed everything God said. She believed everything he said. And she encouraged the people of Israel in their faith, encouraged them in their faith. And she would sit up underneath of a palm tree, and she would give counsel, wise counsel. And that her reputation just spread about this wise woman. And she was beautiful. She was beautiful, she was smart, and she was wise. And she believed what God said. So her first in command in the army was named Achan. Not Achan, Barak, I'm sorry. It was Barak. And Barak had a problem with his faith. He was a bit of a coward, really. And she saw that. And she went to him one day and said, Barak, now is the time. Get up your men. Take 10,000 men and go up against the Canaanites. And there's this one general named Sisera, and God will deliver him into your hand. You need to do that. Hasn't he told you that? And so Barak says, well, if you go, I'll go. But if you don't go, I'm not going to go. Well, now what kind of an attitude is that? Really, for a man? Here she was, a woman with a husband and a family. And she was doing all of this counseling. She was a wise woman. And here her first in command says, I'm not going to go unless you go. Well, she said, okay, I'll go. I'll go with you. And the Lord says, and you know that, Barak, he says he will deliver the Canaanites into your hand. So they went down into the battle, and there was a river there where they were doing the battle. And Deborah says, today is the day, Barak. Go down and battle with Sisera. And when you do, the Lord will deliver him and his army into your hand. Now Barak was a little bit scared because Sisera had a huge giant army. There was like 100,000 of them, and there was only like 40,000 of the Israelites. 100,000 men with these giant iron chariots. I mean, it was like really going to be a slaughter. So Barak was a little bit afraid, and Deborah said, "Today is the day. Screw up your courage, Barak. We got to go do this. Today is the day he will be delivered." And so she said, but the Lord tells me that you will not get the credit, Barak. The credit is going to go to a woman. So this is what happened in the battle. Barak took his army of men and they went down into the valley. They came down into the valley in this river that was there. And they did the battle. But the Lord sent rain and hail and cold winds and thunder and lightning. And the river began to flow. And the chariots got stuck in the mud. Stuck in the mud. Sisera's chariots got stuck in the mud. And many of his 100,000 people died. And the rest of them, the Israelites were able to chase down and kill. Now Sisera got away. He got off his chariot and he ran to this tent of a friend of his that he knew might help him. Well, his wife, Jael, was sitting out waiting for him, looking for him, because she had heard about this battle. And she did not consider him a friend. She knew about him. So when she saw him, she says, "Quick, come into my tent and I'll hide you." And she said, "Don't be afraid, just come on in and I'll hide you." So he laid down and she put a blanket over him. And he said, "I'm thirsty, can you give me some water?" And so she got some milk, some goat's milk, and she gave it to him and he drank. And then you know what? He was so exhausted from the battle, he fell fast asleep. This big bad general, he fell fast asleep in Jael's tent. Well, she took her time and she found a hammer and a stake, a tent stake. Yep, a tent stake. And she snuck up on Sisera and she put the tent stake to his head and she hammered it right through his temples and she killed him. Hammered it right into the ground. She hammered it so hard. Right into the ground, through his temples. And then she left, and she got up, and she went out, and she found Barak. And she said, "Come and see this man that you were looking for. He's right here." Well, when he went in there into the tent, he saw this big bad general dead at the hand of a woman. And just as God told Deborah, Sisera was delivered into the hand of a woman, and a woman got the credit for killing him, not Barak. So this is the story of Deborah, one of the stories of Deborah. She was an amazing woman. She was a counselor to many people. She was an encourager in the faith for people to believe God. She was a prophetess. She listened to God and told the people what God told her. That's what a prophet does. They listen to God and they tell the people. And she was a judge over Israel. God sent her to be a judge over Israel. Now, after this, Israel had a period of peace for about 40 years. This one guy, Sisera, and the Canaanites were the ones that were really harassing the Israelites. And so after that battle was won, they had like 40 years of peace. And then the people start not believing God again, worshiping wrong idols again. And again, they fell victim to the Canaanites and other tribes. And they cried out to the Lord. And the Lord delivered them again with another judge. And this was a pattern that kept on repeating. The Lord would deliver them with a judge. And then They would go through a period of disbelief. They would cry out to the Lord, and the Lord would deliver them. And this went on and on and on through many different judges. Samson was one of the judges. And then finally, they sent a king. God sent them a king. But in the meantime, Israel went through this period of judges. They were like warriors and leaders, but not really kings or queens. So Deborah was a warrior. She had a good mind. She had a good strategic mind. She was a counselor. She was a wise woman, and she followed God and pointed the people of Israel toward the Lord. And that's my story for today. A woman that God used. I'll see you next time.